All right, video 7. Put your name. Plus, minus, times, or divide. It's just shorter to say it that way than addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You understand? That's why I say plus, minus, times, divide, and we're always in a hurry. Math's all about shortcuts. Decimals and fractions. Okay. To add and subtract decimals, 2.07 plus 0.003. Okay. You line up the decimals and drop it down. Okay. So the decimal has to be right there. Now there's nothing there. I'm missing a spot. Well, what's there? Nothing. Well, nothing in math is a 0. Just put a 0 there. 3 plus 0 is 3. 7 plus 0 is 7. That's still zeros and a 2. Okay. Same thing with subtraction. You line them up. Now for multiplication, 2.07 times 0.003. Okay. You count them up. Okay. At the end, we're going to count them up. You must have the same number of decimals in your answer as you have in your math problem, okay? 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 3 is 0 plus 2. 3 times 2 is 6, okay? So my answer is 621. No. So I dropped the decimal down because it looks like you lined them up. No, you count them up. There's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What? How can we have more decimals than we have numbers? You have to have, 1, 2, 3. I totaled it already. This is a 3. I think I wrote a 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. I need 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. There's nothing left. Nothing in math is a 0. So there's 4. There's 5. Decimal is going to be right here. The answer is 0.00621. How would you say that mathematically? Well, that's a lot of places, sir. Let me just throw in my numbers to see. Oh, okay, it'd be right there. So I would say that is 621 100,000ths. Okay? Okay. What do we got? Dividing decimals. I hear people have arrived on campus, one of the principals and other people, so I might have to close this and have a part 2 of video 7 if they come in here. All right, let's see. So dividing decimals, if I have 0.007 and I'm dividing 21, okay? So we jokingly say this is the division house, and we see a decimal outside the house, you say, because you could do this with the decimal there. It's kind of messy. So it's just easiest to proportionalize and just get rid of the decimal. We call this the baby because it's really little compared to the people inside the house. So it's like, who let the baby outside the house? Get back in the house. Move back, copycat. However many decimal places you moved on the outside. Well, where's the decimal? If there's no decimal, it's right there, okay? So move back, copycat 3 places, and then decimal to the top. So the decimal needs to be right here, okay? So now it's just 7. How many times does 7 go into 21,000? Okay, it goes 3 times, which is 21. It goes 0 times, 0 times, 0 times, okay? So it goes in 3,000 times. All right, let's look at fractions. When we add fractions, 2/4 plus 3/7, okay? This is where you use least common multiples. I have to change the bottoms to match. You can't add fourths and sevenths. They need to be the same thing. Like pizzas, you can't add a half to eighths. If you have 3/8 of a pizza, let's do 2, and you have a half of a pizza, okay? Well, how many slices is that? Well, out of 8, and 2 goes into 8, right? So I can do times 4. But we know, most of us know pizza. The standard pizza comes in 8 slices. So if half of pizza is left, there's going to be 4 slices left, okay? But all I'm really doing is changing the denominators to match, okay? 2 goes into 8 4 times. Where we do the bottom, you have to do the top. Where you do the denominator, you have to do the numerator. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. So now my new math problem, as I always like to say, is 4/8 plus 3/8 equals 7/8, all right? Up here, the common denominator for both of them, the smallest one's going to be 28 times each other. So I'm literally going to have to do times 7 on both of these to get 28, I'm going to have to do times 4 on both of these to get 28. So my new math problem is going to be 2 times 7 is 14. 7 times 4 is 28. And you can see that that's 1/2. Oh, because 2/4 is 1/2 too. And then I'm going to add that to 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 7 is 28. So now I have 14 plus 12 equals 26 28ths. Ooh, okay. All right, so that's adding and subtracting fractions. Multiplying fractions is fun and easy because you can try to simplify. I'm going to do 13/72 times, oh, that looks nasty, sir. I don't think they'll give you one that big, right? But I'm going to put 8/26, and I'm going to throw another number in there, 2 times 3, okay? Okay, what would that equal if you're multiplying? Well, before you just multiply across and get some crazy thing, because 26 times 72 is going to be horrendous, and they're going to be 3 times bigger than that. 8 times 13 is doable, but then you're also going to double it. So you always try to simplify. Whenever you multiply fractions, do your best, Yoda. When fractions you multiply, always try to simplify. That didn't sound like Yoda. It's been a while. All right, so I know 13 actually goes into 26 2 times. So I'm going to divide the 13 by 13. It goes in once. Let me switch to the black here so you can see it better. 13 divided by 13 is 1. 26 divided by 13 is 2. So that's a 2 now. Hey, and 8 goes into 72. So I can divide by 8, and it goes 1 time. And I can divide by 8, and it goes 9 times. So my new math problem is 1/9 times 1/2 times 2/3. So when you multiply, you just multiply across. So the top times the tops, and the bottom times the bottoms, okay? 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 times 3. Let's just make sure so I don't mess up. 8 times 3 is 24. 3, and that's a 5. So I'm going to get 2/54. And I could simplify that. I can divide it by 2 because anytime you have an even number, you can divide it by 2. So that's going to be 27. So 1/27. Okay. Last thing. Okay. Oh, dividing. I forgot. Okay, because I had one other little simple thing. Okay, this is taking longer, but it's a pretty easy topic. You guys have done pretty good at most of this. The craziness, if I have 9/12 divided by 3/6. Okay, I know you can simplify that. Don't worry about that. Don't do it. Don't forget about it. Just forget about it. We can't simplify the 3 and the 12 or the 9 and the 6 because it's not multiply. When we multiply fractions, we can simplify fractions. When fractions we multiply, fractions we can simplify. This isn't multiply. But some genius found out KCF or KFC, whatever you want to call it. You keep the first fraction the same. You change from division to multiplication, and you flip the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the 6 goes to the top. 3 goes to the bottom. Now we can simplify. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then I can divide these by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So now when we multiply across, we get 3/2, which 2 actually goes into 3 one whole time, and there'd be 1 left over. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do, flip it over. I'm sorry, this one's a little longer, but it's a lot of easy topics. The last one is just if I have 2 7/8, how do I change that to improper so I can multiply or divide? Because you cannot multiply or divide with mixed numbers. Okay, you have to change them. Well, it's called make them mad because their top's going to be too big for the bottom. It's going to be top heavy, lopsided, so they're going to be mad. The M stands for you multiply these. 8 times 2 is 16. The A stands for you add the 16 plus the 7, and we get 23. The D stands for keep the same denominator is 8. So that's how you get it, okay? How do you change it back if I have 73 fourths, okay? All you do is you say, how many times does 4 go into 73? How many whole times? 4 goes in once. 7 minus 4 is 3. drop the 3. Oh, that's easy. It goes 8 times. 4 goes into that 8 times, which is 32. But I'm going to have a remainder of 1. So it's 18 whole numbers and 1 left over still being divided by 4. Because that means 1 divided by 4. We're not going to go to decimals. That's how you make it a mixed number. All right, thank you. Good job.